everyone, welcome. Ellie, Josiah, we're Micro Adventures. We are going to take you through an upper body and core workout today using your cables. So you want your cables hooked up to the back edge of your carriage on their longest setting. You also want a significant amount of space behind your platform, right? So I know some of you guys are working with tighter spaces at home. I would suggest maybe roll the front end of your micro out the door, because you're not going to use the front end at all. We just need access to the back end of the machine to make this routine work. And you'll see how much space you need in the first move. So if you need to, you can always pause us to create more space as needed. That being said, let's get things started on 2 black springs. And we'll begin in some straight arm crunches. So I would suggest using foot straps because they're a little bit longer. You're gonna lie down behind your back platform. So your head's gonna be on the floor, right kind of close to the back platform. And just say you can just hold here for a moment. So arms are gonna extend straight up in the air. I want you to go ahead and push into the cables a little bit so you feel some tension in the arms, good. And then take the outer edges of your arms and wrap them in towards the side of the body so you feel like your serratus and your lats engage a little bit. Feet planted on the floor to start. A little bit of an energetic squeeze in the thighs. And then I want you to knit your ribs together, engage through your core. Perfect. Let's take a nice deep breath in here. And as you exhale, you're gonna press into the cables, lift your head, neck, and shoulders off of the mat. Hands come down beside the hips as you push the cables down beside you. Good. Now slowly lower down with control, 1 vertebra at a time. Okay, and you wanna make sure you have enough space that your head isn't hitting your back platform. So exhale as you round through the spine, crunching up. Use the strength of your abs to help drive the cables down beside the hips and then lower it down with control. Good, so option 1, keep the feet planted on the floor. Option 2, if you're feeling stable in the low back, you can try bringing your knees to tabletop so the knees stack over the hips and the shins are parallel to the ceiling. Nice, Josiah. Right now, this option, if you give it a shot and it feels like your abs start to kind of push out towards the sky, maybe set the feet back down. And I want you to really tune into your breath. Use your exhale to help you squeeze your abs a little tighter as you lift. Lower down with control. Core is working in both directions. Arms are engaged, and you're gonna keep hugging your outer arm in towards your body. So imagine you're holding my stopwatch in your armpit. You gotta hug those arms in towards you. Good. I hope that visual helped. In 4, we're gonna take it up and hold. In 3, 2, lift the head, neck, and shoulders up and hold. Hands beside the hips. We're gonna press the arms down. Little pulses straight down. 10, 9, 8, 7, and 6. Lower the head down. We got leg lifts in 3, 2, 1. Lower head, neck, and shoulders. Hands right above the chest again. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Hug the outer arms in so your arms are engaged. Great. Knit your ribs together. Squeeze the abs in and around you. Now we're gonna take our legs as straight up in the air as feels comfortable. So legs up towards the sky. And we're gonna do leg lifts. So both legs are gonna lower down as far as you can without letting the lower back arch. And then they're gonna lift back up. Gorgeous. You can take a lot of options with this. So if the hamstrings are feeling tight, bigger bend in the knees. If you need to go one leg at a time, that's a really nice option, right? And the smaller range of motion is also a really good option to make sure our lower back stays nice and neutral. So you don't wanna feel your lower back swaying off the mat. Good. Now just see if you can go just a little slower, whatever you're doing for me. Yes, tempo is slow and controlled per usual. Awesome work here, friends. Keep hugging the outer arms in, right? Imagine you've got my stopwatch. You got to hang onto it in your armpit. Hold it right there. Good, good, good. Let's go 15 more seconds in these leg lifts. We are going to keep our cables. We're going to continue to face away from the machine. We're going to come up for a tailbone angel in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So come up to seated. Keep your cables. And we're gonna have a seat facing away from the micro, cables in hand. It's like a chest fly, it's a tailbone angel. So feet planted on the floor in front of you. This one's really gonna be about your core. So a little bit of a hinge back till you feel the abs catch, good. And then squeeze the arms forward. There we go. And then just, I take those arms just a little bit lower so they're chest height. I don't want you getting into those shoulders quite yet. Good. Think about length from the crown of your head through your tailbone, knit your ribs together, and you'll notice Josiah is keeping his hands in front of his shoulders, in front of his torso, I guess, the whole time. So you don't want your arms winging back behind you. Focus in on your core. So a little bit of a lean back, and I love that Josiah is seated up against the machine for just a tiny bit of support and stability. Now slow yourself down. If you need more resistance, you can always choke up on the cables. Good, less resistance, we can walk down the cables. We can even ditch one of those black springs. So I gave you a pretty heavy spring load for these exercises so you would really feel it while you're fresh. Good. We're gonna go 10 seconds. We're gonna drop the cable in our right hand. You have a kneeling torso twist with the cable in your left hand. Quarter turn to your left in 3, 2, and 1. So drop the cable in the right arm. Come to kneeling with the other cable in both of your hands, and we're gonna go torso twist. You're twisting away from the machine to your right side. So focus here is gonna be on your right oblique. Now technically this move works both obliques, but I want you to focus in on the right side. Again, posture is key. Anytime we start to work through the waistline, you really wanna create length through the waist so that you can wring out through the waistline. Think about your waistline as if it was a washcloth. Just like you'd wring out a washcloth, you're wringing out the waistline here. Try to make this less about your arms, more about your obliques. In 4, let's hold that twist. In 3, 2, little twist, hold. You're gonna drive that right elbow back an inch. Little pulses, little wringing through the waistline. 10 seconds, we're gonna drop ourselves down to 1 white spring. The foot strap goes on your right foot. It is scrambled eggs. We're on all fours facing forward in 3, 2, 1. Let the carriage drift all the way forward. We're gonna go 1 white spring. Place that foot strap on your right foot. Hands are gonna come to the floor, straddling that cable and the monorail. You might wanna tent your fingertips. Left knee will be on the back platform. And find yourself really square. So chest is square towards the floor, hips are square. Now you're gonna take your right toes down to the right, away from the body, and then you're gonna squeeze the right leg straight up and in line with the body. I gotta zip this back pocket, Josiah. We can't have an unzipped pocket, we're filming. Squeeze the right leg straight up and back. Now, I know this can feel like a leg exercise, which is why we're on the super light spring setting, so that it's less about the leg and it's more about the stability through the waistline. I want you to focus in on finding equal length from your shoulder to your hip bone on both sides of your body. And you should feel this most intensely as you keep your hips level and take your right toes down towards the floor and away from your body. Good. We are just gonna go about 16 more seconds. We're gonna set our cables on top of our carriage, and you have a giant twisted wheelbarrow for the right oblique. So both knees on the back platform, both hands to your carriage, right oblique swivels towards the floor in 3, 2, and 1. So carefully take that cable off. Both cables on top of the carriage, perfect. We're gonna swivel the right hip to face the floor, find that twisted wheelbarrow position. And then once you're there, just the arms are gonna slide the carriage out away from you, slowly back in. Really nice transition, just that was very smooth. I hope that worked out well for you. Now I like to set the cables on top of the carriage when we're not using them because they don't get caught and they'll kind of stay put where you need them. Let's squeeze our inner thighs together. Let's focus on actively lifting the right side of your waist away from the floor. Shoulders stay relaxed, neck stays nice and long. Good. Now Josiah's got his hands about halfway up the carriage. The inner edge of the carriage is going to give you the least amount of resistance, and as you walk your hands forward, it's going to give you more resistance. So check in and take what you need here. I want you to find a little challenging point to hold in 3, 2, send it out, hold. Now pulse it in an inch, out an inch, 10 seconds. We're gonna go twisted super crunch. Have a seat on your back platform, heels hook onto the carriage in 3, 2, and 1. So have a seat on your back platform, heels will hook into the carriage rail, hands behind the head, and we're just gonna twist to our right side. So we're gonna bend the knees in, we're gonna twist right. So left shoulder towards the right knee, good. Lengthen out through center and find that twist again. Now it's a little more intense with the hands behind the head. If you wanna bring this down a notch, hands across the chest, right? And if you wanna take it up a notch, hands up overhead. Good. And we really do want to keep this length through the spine. So the chest stays open and lifted. Josiah is hinging here at his hips. And it's a big squeeze as well as a twist through the waistline. Awesome. In 4, let's hold that twist. In 3, 2, let's twist over the right. Hold, extend your arms out in front of your chest. So reach the arms over to the right. We're gonna go tiny twist, tiny twist, tiny twist. If you're looking for more, arms up overhead. Little rotation, 10 seconds. We're gonna get right into the super crunch with a twist to the left. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands come back behind your head. If you need a little reset, hands behind the thighs, anchor through the core. And then we'll start that twist, right shoulder towards the left knee. Awesome. So right into it, right? No time to transition. I really do love to do oblique work together because your obliques are a pair. And when we're rotating, we are working both sides of the waistline, right? So this is gonna be a super, super effective oblique series because we're hitting all of the moves together, right? Getting you the most for your time. Let's go 6 seconds like this. We're gonna hold our twist to the left in 3, 2, hold that twist, extend the arms out in front of the chest, give me a tiny rotation. Can you grow taller through the crown of your head? For more intensity, arms are up overhead, you know who you are. You have 10 seconds. We're going giant twisted wheelbarrow, left oblique swivels to the floor in 3, 2, and 1. Knees to the back platform, hands to the carriage. Swivel your hips slightly to the right so we've got our left side waist facing down towards the floor just a touch. Right, and once you set up in that really strong twisted plank, the hands will slide forward. Use your left oblique, use your lats, right? These big wing-shaped muscles down the sides of the back to slide the carriage in. Gorgeous. Check in with your neck. Does it feel crunched up? Can you slide the shoulders away from your ears, right? Can you take your eye gaze towards the Microformer logo? Yes, perfect. We always want to keep the length through our spine and the length through the neck. Find a little bit of a squeeze through your inner thighs. See if that helps you activate the left oblique a little bit more. We've got our pulses coming up, and scrambled eggs for the left side is on deck. So just keep that in mind. In 4, send the carriage out and hold. In 3, 2, find that little hold. Your challenge point, little pulses, 1 inch. We're gonna take the foot strap on the left-hand side around your left foot in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go scrambled eggs for the left side. So the cable on the right can stay on top of the machine. Left foot goes into that foot strap. Hands will come to the floor wider than your carriage. You can tent the fingertips here. And then we'll start our scrambled egg motion. So sweeping our left leg straight up and back. Now it's super important to really get into the waistline here. I need you to go so slow with the leg. And I need you to focus on your powerhouse. So the space from shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip, this part of your body, your torso, stays perfectly still. Like I could rest a glass of water on your back, it would not move. So really think about keeping both sides of the waistline long. What's gonna tend to happen as you do this, your right hip's gonna wanna jut to the right, so hug it in towards the midline of your body. And as your left leg comes towards the floor, your left side waist is gonna wanna crunch up. So again, you're keeping both sides of the waistline super, super long here. Good. We're not gonna do any pulses or holds in this one. I just want full range of motion. You've got your kneeling torso twist on deck next. So you'll take this cable into your hands and you'll pivot to the left. Cables coming into our hands, we'll be kneeling behind the machine, pivot to the left in 3, 2, and 1. Take this cable into both hands, come to kneeling behind your back platform, and you'll turn to face me, Josiah. Shoulders away from the ears, lengthen up through the spine, strong core, and we're gonna rotate to our left. Good. Now, as you do this move, your hip points need to stay straight forward. Okay, we're not twisting our hips, right? We're rotating through the waistline. So think narrowest part of the body, you're wringing it out just like you would a washcloth. And then I love the height. Josiah has his hands, okay? So if you have the arms super high, it's gonna stress out your traps and your shoulders quite a bit. You do wanna bring your hands low enough that your shoulders feel nice and relaxed, right? Josiah says he's already stressed enough. He doesn't need any extra tension with these cables coming up. That's probably true for a lot of us. Okay, This is the last one we're doing on the waistline. We're gonna be using both cables next just to foreshadow a bit, and we're gonna go to 2 black springs. Your next exercise after this one will be called newspaper, just so you have an idea of where we're going. Let's go ahead, twist to the left and hold right here. Little twist, give me those little pulses, You're driving that left elbow back. 10 seconds, we go 2 black springs. We're gonna get into a newspaper in 3, 2, and 1. So let's go 2 black springs again. We're gonna grab those cables in hand, cross your cables, you're kneeling facing the front, uncross your hands. Palms are facing in. We're just gonna start to fold the forearms out wide and resist right back in. So kneeling behind the back platform, if you're feeling a lot of tension up in the traps, you're gonna sit your glutes down towards your heels. That's gonna reduce the angle of tension on your shoulders. Wrists are nice and neutral, and see if you can get your forearms parallel to the floor. Good. Your elbows are gonna stay beneath your shoulders. We're working our rotator cuff in the shoulders, right? This group of 4 very small muscles, super important for the health of the shoulders. In fact, this move is often prescribed in physical therapy. So this is a move that is so essential for keeping your shoulders healthy. It might not feel like you're doing a lot, but I promise that you are. And it doesn't need to be a big range of motion, right? You're just rotating the shoulder gently open and then resisting back in. In 4, we'll see if we can hold it open. In 3, 2, take it out. Give me a little pulse of the elbows in towards the waistline, in towards the waistline. 10 seconds, we're gonna uncross the cables. We're going sexy back, hinge it forward in 4, 3, 2, 1. Uncross the cables. Row the elbows up and back, hinge forward. So booty hovers over the heels, shoulders away from the ears, chin off the chest. We're gonna go big tricep kickback, and let's flip the palms to face forward to start on this tricep kickback. So palms face forward. Yep, exactly. Perfect. So you want this length from the crown of the head down through the tailbone. And what tends to happen the most in sexy back, as we fatigue, the upper back starts to round. Okay, so if you need to, lift your torso up even higher, right? You don't have to hinge forward so much. I want the spine to stay long. If you need more resistance, scoot back. Less resistance, you can scoot forward. You can kneel on top of your back platform if you like. In 4, hold the arms back. In 3, 2, 1, take the arms back. Hold strong, straight arms for 4, 3, 2, go back to sexy back, but flip your grip. Can we get an overhand grip so the palms face straight back? Exactly, nice transition, Josiah. Again, lengthen through the spine. And if I sound super enthused today about everything Josiah is doing, it's because I am, because this is his first time back in class for a minute, and I've been teaching and taking at the same time, so I'm just so excited to have a student. I'm so excited to be able to talk freely and not be doing the move at the same time. It is very exciting, friends. All right, in 4, take it back and hold. In 3, 2, take it back, hold. We're going chest opener in 4, 3, 2. Upright your spine. Palms are already facing back. Look at that. Puff out your chest. Press your palms straight back behind you. Posture, posture, posture. Create space between the vertebrae of the spine. Grow taller. Knit your ribs in. And think about opening through the chest. You're folding your shoulder blades in towards one another. Good. Take your eye gaze straight out at the horizon. That'll help prevent you from rounding through the upper back. Right? The move's called chest opener because we're opening through the chest. Good. Again, if you need more resistance, scoot back. If one of your cables feels tighter than the other, look at your cables on the machine. Make sure those little red knobs with the little buckles are perfectly even. And if one side still feels tighter, scoot to the cable that feels tight. As you scoot towards that side, it will even out the cables for you. In 4, back and hold. In 3, 2, take it back, hold. Lift your chest, chin off the chest, squeeze your thumbs in, little pulses in. Listen up, 10 seconds. We are gonna stand up. You're gonna hold a giant plie squat, and we're gonna do bicep curls in 3, 2, 1. Stand it up. Take your feet out nice and wide, sink it on down into a plie squat. Again, posture, elbows low, we're going bicep curls, big flex, big squeeze. Right away on this first curl, do you have enough resistance? If you don't, I need you to scoot on back, friends. Okay, take up some of that space you created behind you. Good. Now the lower you sit into this plie squat, the less strain you'll have on the shoulders. Because as you get lower, see? Good. And the more work you're gonna get into the legs, right? But as you get closer to the ground, it's less about pulling up on the cable, right? And more getting that flex and squeeze in the biceps. Ooh, or you could lift your heels up, or one heel at a time if you're looking for a little extra calf work. Good, in 4, we're gonna hold the arms in 3, 2, big flex, big squeeze, hold, give me little pulses through the biceps. I used to have a trainer friend who was obsessed with getting calf work on the Microformer. Josiah's nodding. He remembers her. Shout out to Kate Carey. If y'all know Kate Carey, you tell her we got nothing but love for those calf raises. In 4, back to the bicep curl. In 3, 2, back to the bicep curl. Keep going. Sit your glutes down and back a little bit lower. I know you weren't expecting lower body work. This is upper body and core, but hey, guess what? A little bonus, right? And if you're gonna do anything, do it right, do it well, right? If it's worth doing, let's freaking sit our hips down and let's get nice and low here. In 4, one more little hold. In 3, 2, one more little hold. Flex the biceps, squeeze little pulses, maybe lift one heel or the other, little calf raises here. You've got 10 seconds. Seated on the back platform, turn around. We're going serve the platter. In 3, keep your cables. In 2, 1. So carefully turn around, keep the cables, come all the way to seated. Elbows are gonna float right in front of your rib cage like you're holding a platter, and then we're just gonna send the fingertips forward. So sit up nice and tall, strong through the core. Beautiful. Great job. And whatever is comfortable with the legs. So Josiah's just planted his feet on the floor. You could sit crisscross applesauce, whatever's working for you. If you do need more resistance in this move, you can choke up on the cables or you can scoot away from the machine. Good. So we're working shoulders, biceps, and chest here, right? It's kind of this scooping forward motion with a little bit of extension. Awesome. We're gonna get a little bit more work for the chest here, and then we're on to our finisher. Just like that, class is almost done. Welcome back, Josiah. I hope it went as quickly for you as it did for me. In 4, we're gonna send the arms out and hold. In 3, 2, send the arms out, hold. Little pulses, tap those pinkies together. 10 seconds, we're going tree hugger. Do not drop the arms. Here's 3, 2, 1, flip your palms to face in, elbows soft. Now open those arms straight out to the side and then squeeze through the chest, draw the palms towards one another. Perfect. So hands are at chest height, right? Your chest height is lower than your shoulders. That's really important to me because I don't want you overworking your shoulders. Trust me, they get enough work through our day-to-day workouts in this class, promise. And they are working in this move, but they're not like overly working. In 4, let's take the arms out wide and hold. In 3, 2, take the arms out wide, hold. Give me a little pulse, little flex, little squeeze. You got 10 seconds. We'll go back to full range. In 4, 3, 2, full range, 15 more seconds. We are going chest press next. So however you want to situate those cables, your palms are gonna be facing the floor. It's gonna be our second to last exercise. We go chest press in 3, 2, and 1. So however you want to situate those cables, good. We're gonna push the arms forward. Oh, Josiah's going neutral grip here. So send those knuckles straight forward and then bend the elbows straight back. Awesome. So that is one option, neutral grip, or palms face the ground. You kind of have to situate your hands on top of the cable so they aren't quite pulling on your arms. Good, Josiah's figured out that grip for you. So you can see that here. He's got the cables beneath his arm and he's punching the knuckles straight forward. Good, now can we go just a little bit slower? Focus in, tempo is everything. Beautiful. All right. We have just one exercise to go. Okay, this is the last little push here on your chest. In 4, let's bend the elbows and hold. In 3, 2, bend the elbows out, hold. Give me little pulses, 10 seconds. We go back to full range. In 4, 3, 2, full range, 15 seconds. Here's the deal. You're gonna set the cables on top of your carriage while you're up there. You're gonna go one white spring. You're gonna meet me in a giant plank. You have 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently drop the cables. Turn around, you're gonna set your cables on top of your carriage in a nice little pile. You're gonna change your springs. We wanna be on one white spring only, giant plank. Toes tuck onto the back platform, hands come to the carriage. Once you are in giant plank, we're gonna go tap dancing bear. So tap your right foot to the floor for me, Josiah. Set your right foot beside your left, swivel your hips to the left, bend both knees. It's a dancing bear to that side. We'll lengthen out center plank. Now tap your left foot to the floor, left foot beside right, both knees bend towards your right elbow. So this is your giant tap dancing bear, right? What a finisher, what a mouthful. All right, how we do anything is how we do everything. Right, if you gotta drop and hit a wheelbarrow, no big deal, but you're gonna get back into this giant tap dancing bear. If you take this tap dancing bear to the front of the machine, you tap it on up there. But we are gonna finish out this class strong. You're gonna finish how you wanna feel. Take a deep breath, push down through the heels of the hands, dome the upper back slightly. You've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, let it go. Find a child's pose wherever it feels comfortable. Oh, drop your forehead down. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. Let it go. Let's gently make our way up to a comfortable seat. Okay, just turn to face us. Let's roll those shoulders up and back a few times. So inhale, shoulders come up. Exhale, slide them down and back. One more time, draw the shoulders way up. Exhale, slide them down and back. Let's take 2 deep breaths. So inhale, circle sweep, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. One more time, deep breath in all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Nice work, friends. Awesome job. Thank you so much for coming to work out with us. Have an incredible rest of your day, and we will see you next time.